Nice and warm. Nice and warm. Fill up receptacle number 1. Fill up receptacle number 2. My favorite receptacle. Put down the coffee. Grab a paper towel. Blow my nose. Don't want to be congested while I'm facing my morning, facing the day, chasing my future. And I'll get to that in a little bit. It's a line I got out of a YouTube video I was just watching. A friend sent me. I talked to a friend during the night. She happened to be up late. Well, I don't want to spill on my sweatshirt. It's all clean. I might wear it today. It seems like a good sweatshirt day. Certainly a good sweatshirt morning. Oh! I haven't done my stretching. Yes, I did just get out of bed. Oh, yes, just enough time to brew my coffee. So I might, hang with me, I might do nothing. I might do nothing this morning. Thank you. I love my pajamas too. They were a present to me from my daughters. I've got 2 beautiful older girls, 14 and 17. They're up in Michigan this weekend with their mom. She has a beautiful lake house, or her mother does, or her parents do, or did. And they're at a beautiful place, and a beautiful place that has caused some conflict in my life, as strange as that sounds, and some challenges for me. And a place that I never felt was part of my future, and it was a place so integral in their mom's future and so important to their mom's future. And I think in some small way that place was I don't know, a symptom of what was wrong with us, that we saw things differently, and that she felt so strongly towards it. I'm not saying she was wrong at all, but she did. And I was going, hey, it's a nice place to take a vacation to, but it's not where I call home. And she was from a different state, obviously Michigan, and I was from Illinois. And I think she always longed to be in Michigan, and still does. And every chance she gets, she goes up to Michigan. And my girls now go with her. And my girls now go with her, and leaves me here in Illinois. So anyway, let's drink some water. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. My name is Ken Tracy, and this is Coffee with Ken. It is Sunday morning. I think it's about 6:50 a.m. And it is May 28th. Happy Sunday. This is a show I have been doing for a long, long time. And it is a show about me talking, and a show about me sharing a little bit about life, sharing a little bit about where I'm at, sharing a little nature. You can hear the birds chirping. Thank you for the time. Thank you for the time. You're going to need it. I didn't wear my watch today. Good morning, Kevin. Got a little squirrel. I don't know if you'll be able to see him behind me, wiggling his tail on that big old silver maple. Got a bunch of squirrels flying off. They're loving life now. They are loving life right now. I had a dog here for just about the year I lived here. And she wouldn't have allowed such squirrel chaos in my yard, front or back. Got a little family of rabbits living back there that aren't afraid really of much. And I'll go out and I had one of the smaller bunnies come kind of really fairly close to me when I was having a fire the other night, and it was just kind of funny. Rabbits are cute. I actually saw two rabbits kind of fighting the other day. It was the weirdest thing. Two rabbits squared off and they bounced up. One would bounce up and they'd kind of go like that. And then one eventually ran away. I think it was a rabbit fight. I almost took a video of it, but I just sat there and stared confused, wondering if those blows with the little rabbit paws actually hurt the other rabbit or not. But I think they were fighting. They were probably two males fighting for a mate or something like that. I don't know. Kind of the animal kingdom. But anyway, for those that have been watching a while, you know it isn't just a show about me talking. It is also a show about me sharing my love of coffee. And I thought I'd spend it with you drinking a cup of coffee out on my little front stoop where I've spent so many mornings drinking some coffee, watching the sunrise, and getting my day started. And I got a nice hot cup of coffee in front of me, obviously. And my hope is that wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you have a hot cup of coffee in front of you as well. Cheers to us. Oh. Wasn't sure I was going to go on. That's kind of a standard practice for me every morning. I'm not sure. Not sure what I'll do. Not sure what the future holds. I guess we're never sure what the future holds. But I wasn't sure I was going to go on. Then I said, well, this is my last Sunday in this home. And I'm going to miss so much about this home. But there's going to be a lot of it I don't miss. And but it got me through to a I was going to call it a challenging, but I'll call it a big growth year for me. Cheers to you, Captain Kenny. Thank you for joining. And this is my last Sunday in this home. And again, it's a Sunday with it's a home with lots of memories. Most of them good. And a few kind of rougher around the edges for sure. And I would have felt bad if I didn't come out and have one last cup of coffee on a Sunday morning. Sunday mornings have always been kind of... Somebody just rode her bike by. She rode quite fast. She waved. She was friendly. It's nice to be friendly. The world needs more friendly. I miss you too, Captain Kenny. What was I saying? I don't know. But I thought of coming out here and just drinking a coffee and seeing if anybody wanted. You know how they get the little fireplaces you can turn on your TV where you have a little fake fire? I was wondering if anyone would watch without even me talking. Me just sitting here drinking some coffee. So, as to wherever the viewer is, they'll feel they're not alone, that they're drinking a coffee with a friend as well. And, I don't know. It's hard for me to sit, drink my coffee, and not talk with the phone staring at me, as you can imagine. So I started talking, and here I am. Not sure what I'm going to say. Not sure. Good morning to you, Salvage Maiden. Good morning from Southern Utah, Jolene. And thank you for joining, Jim. We're getting a little nice audience. It's Memorial Day weekend. I worked yesterday. I work tomorrow. I think it might be my last day at my job. I think I'm wrapping up some loose ends here in Naperville. And I think I've been doing my best to read the writings on the wall and ignore some things and ignore messages from the universe or God or a higher power. And I think it's probably going to be my last day on my job at Super Target. And it'll be 4 months of work there. And it'll be 4 months that have taught me a lot. And 4 months where I'll appreciate the people I met and the lessons I learned and the boxes I opened and the shelves I stocked. But I think, and I'm not sure, nothing's definite. I probably not sure, and like I said, nothing's definite. But I think that it's time. And I think a lot of my life I've done a maybe over robust job at being determined and trying real hard and swimming upstream and fighting the good fight and trying to change people and things in the world and life. And I think my life would have gone a lot easier if I kind of rolled with stuff and accepted change and accepted, you know, I talk about a lot. I was a realtor for 17 years and I never really loved it. But I made a commitment to giving it my best. And I always, every year for the last 17, I'm going, I do okay. I don't have to punch a clock, and I get big paychecks every now and again. And I don't have a boss per se. So let's keep doing it. Maybe this will be the year that we rock and roll and life changes and the business changes and my things change. And it never really was. And then at the start of this year, I just realized it's not about the change. It's just about not even wanting it and wanting it to change. So this year I didn't renew my license and started working at Super Target and learned a lot there. Chris says my hot coffee. Good morning, Lynn in North Carolina. Thank you all for joining me. I'm building up a slow head of steam, figuratively and literally, or literally and figuratively. And juggling feelings of, morose or sadness or loss with feelings of excitement for the future and optimism for the future. Chris thinks my coffee looks too hot to drink. I'll address that real quickly. I don't only drink the coffee as hot as I can. For those that just tuned in, at the very beginning of my show, I usually start by microwaving up some hot or warm water in my cup so the cup's hot, and then heating up this as well so this is hot. So none of it cools off my coffee. None of it cools off my coffee when I pour it in there. Don't burn my tongue. Well, thank you. Lynn can understand where I am mentally, emotionally. Yeah. And I don't know, Lynn, if you're a new watcher. I'll tell you what, there's some really good people out there. Robert needs to reheat his coffee. Robert, get up. I'll be talking for a little longer. It's not like a movie. You won't miss that much. Go heat up your coffee. I think you deserve some hot coffee on this morning. Good morning, Robert Montgomery. It's so fun seeing some old friends pop on. And again, there's a lot of good people in the world, and there's some good people that follow my page and watch, sun's coming up, watch my videos and support me and share a little goodwill and kindness and an ear to listen and a good thing. Thank you, Captain Kenny. Chris asked, where do I want life to bring me? I think I have some purpose, and I want life to take me where I should be. And I think I've done a really good job and made a really good impact here, and in my jobs and in the people I've met and the life I've lived. But I think there's some time for a change. Robert Montgomery asks, what are you doing for the holiday? It's funny. It's Memorial Day tomorrow. I work tomorrow. And like I said, I think it's probably going to be my last day at Super Target. They pay time and a half on holidays. And it's funny. It's been a really good job for me, and I've learned a lot. I've worked hard. Enjoyed a lot of aspects of it, and remembered that I'm really good with people. And I've made, not friends, but acquaintances, and made a difference to people that are walking down the aisle, and made them laugh and made them smile. And talked to one young lady yesterday at the end of the aisle. She's going, I don't know. I want a cereal that's kind of tasty, but fairly healthy too. I started talking to her about my thoughts. And she settled on the frosted mini wheats because there's a lot of fiber in those guys. And my first wife was a dietitian, and probably the biggest thing she preached dietetically was the importance of fiber. And the importance of fiber. And frosted mini wheats are loaded with fiber and have this delicious frosted coating on the outside of each one. And they're pretty dang tasty, and they stick to the ribs and they fill you up. So she settled on a box of frosted mini wheats. Hope she's enjoying them today. She's probably right now eating her cereal going, ah! That Ken guy at Super Target's an idiot. This cereal's horrible. I have a radio voice. That's next. Yeah, frosted mini wheats are good. It's so funny. They do so many things with cereal. And for those that are new, I work on the cereal aisle at Super Target. I think it's T-1 day. I think tomorrow's my last day. I'm going to take my time and a half, and I'm going to take it elsewhere. Yeah, no, I think so too, Captain Kenny. Thanks for saying that. But anyway, I worked in the cereal aisle, which I kind of enjoy. I probably would have enjoyed any aisle. Sometimes I'll switch aisles, but usually I'm cereal aisle. And I enjoy cereal. I think it's kind of a fun topic, and I have a lot of fond memories of cereal as a kid, and the cereal commercials they used to have, and that aren't on TV really anymore, and just talking about cereal and breakfast and getting started and pancakes and Pop-Tarts and all sorts of things, and I've enjoyed it there. What was I going to say? Oh, but they don't pay me enough. And it's okay. It's a starter position. They don't have to pay me enough. They could hire a bunch of people to do my job in the way that they want it done. And the issue I have is, you know, I was hired to stock shelves, but I don't want to just stock shelves. And I think I want to make a difference. I want to make the store better. I want to make the employees happy. I want to make the bosses happy. And I want to take care of the customers. And that to me was most important, whether the job description says put cornflakes in the cornflakes slot or not. You know, I might not be the best employee, but I'm a hard worker nevertheless. Do people really only work in one aisle? Chris said. Yeah, no, it's funny. When I started at before I worked there, I thought, you know, you might have two clerks that covered the whole grocery store, and it's a big grocery store. I work in aisle 910, which is the cereal aisle on one side, and various breakfast foods, oatmeals, pancake mixes, cake mixes, and milk, like almond milk, non-dairy milk, on the other. And that really is a full-time job, believe it or not. That is really a full-time job, believe it or not. And it sells a lot of product, this store, and we get huge loads of cereal and oatmeal and pancake mix and syrup and all sorts of stuff in every day. And yesterday was kind of a slower day because the truck was small, but the day before, my boss was pissed at me because I took off. She wasn't thrilled. And they had a double truck day, which means they get a ton of inventory in. And I don't know, they survived without me. And yesterday was kind of a smooth day. But it was also a day where I felt like I was breaking ties and cutting ties and moving on and doing other things. Lynn asked if there's a Costco in their area. Yeah, there is a Costco, and it's just down the street. And it's interesting. I actually interviewed there last fall. And I didn't get the job. And at that time, I thought, wow, what did I do? But looking back, I said I can't work the weekends. I hadn't been officially divorced from my wife yet. And I wanted my weekends free to spend it with my son. And so I said I couldn't work weekends. And I bet you they need all new hires to work weekends. At least I think that's probably why they didn't hire me, or they didn't think I could handle the job. I don't know. It was Probably a 22-year-old young lady that chose not to employ me. But either way, maybe she didn't like me. Maybe it was because I said I can't work weekends. Good morning, Mama Hamilton. And good morning, Flower, Ohio. But Flower, Ohio, you're not Flower, Ohio. I see your little picture, and I don't think your name is Flower. You think you could work 3 to 4 aisles? Yeah. Some people do. I mean, I guess I work 2 officially. And some people on slower aisles will work, 2 aisles or, I work aisle 9, 10, but it's all 1 aisle. Yeah, we're a pretty busy store. I bet it was the weekend. I was going, wow. I really needed a little boost in confidence, and I'm not getting hired by Costco. I actually applied to Trader Joe's, and the same thing happened. And I was going, wow. I think, looking back on it, when you tell a retail store that you can't work the weekends, they turn off the interview. They turn off the interview and say, not going to hire. And because I told Target I could work, I was available anytime, and they hired me quickly. I am still in my house. I have till the end of the month, and I'm going to be moving. You'd be good at an Ace Hardware. It's funny you say that, Rescue. There's an Ace Hardware, and I chose between 2. Good morning, Chris. Chris says you buy lots of $2 Chuck at Trader Joe's. They do sell a bunch of fun products at Trader Joe's. And I have bought $2 Chuck. I wonder, is $2 Chuck now $3? Might be. Inflation. But anyway, I don't drink alcohol anymore. I stopped about 19 months ago, Chris. So I couldn't get my value out of the $2 Chuck that is sold at Trader Joe's. Good morning, Christine. Miguel, my favorite movie is Rocky. I say that almost without hesitation these days. And Sylvester Stallone's been on TikTok a lot lately. And, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if he's had plastic surgery or a hair job or takes steroids, but he looks pretty dang good for how old he must be. That movie came out in 1976. I was 8 years old, and I'm 54 right now. And at the time, he was playing probably a 30-year-old washed-up-ish fighter, late 20s washed-up fighter. So he's 20 years older than me. He must be mid-70s. And he still looks like he could get into the boxing ring. It's a Wonderful Life is the best movie. That's a real good one, yeah. Lynn says she doesn't know what $2 Chuck is. $6 Sally. $2 Chuck is wine I don't think it's officially the name. Trader Joe's sells a very cheap wine, or low price, they'd probably call it inexpensive wine. And I don't know, a few years ago it was $2. And I think it was fairly okay. And it was only $2, and it was called $2 Chuck. And again, I'm assuming inflation has hit. I haven't bought $2 Chuck in a while, but I gotta believe it's no longer $2. All right, hey, Captain Kenny, cheers to you. You have a wonderful day. Enjoy your day. Drive safe. It's Sunday. You're probably not driving. You said something about getting off a cruise ship. I hope you're having a wonderful cruise. You're welcome. Lynn, yeah, look it up. Google $2 Chuck. I assume it's out there. But it was the nickname of the wine they sold at Trader Joe's for $2 a bottle. And I'm a little sad that Kenny's gone. Kenny's a good man. Always has some kind, supportive words. And it's funny, he found me about 8 months ago talking on this show. And he didn't like me at first. But he stuck around. And now he's one of my favorite viewers. You like Aldi's? Yeah, well, Aldi's is a great store. Aldi's has something figured out. I tell you what, Aldi's does something right, and they are going, Super Target's going towards less employees. And somehow Aldi's does a good job of keeping their grocery store flying at a fast pace with only a couple employees, it seems, on the working. And there's usually only one cashier, and there's probably more people working behind the scenes than I know. But so many companies are moving towards automation and downsizing, and uh, uh, and Aldi's must be doing it because they do a great job. They sell low priced food, and I don't know. Sometimes I'll go up with uh, I don't shop at Aldi's very often, but I'll go up with a thing or two when I go there. And there'll be a big line, and I'll go, oh, crud, this big line's going to take forever. And those cashiers are like lightning. I don't know how. I mean, they don't bag it. They just kind of throw it in the cart next to it. And when the cart's done, they push it aside, and you're in charge of bagging. But they are fast. They are fast. Yeah, they have a U-scan at Aldi. Yeah, I saw that. It was funny. Last time I was at Aldi, the only reason I went into Aldi is I think I was going to my daughter's track meet, and high school track meets now charge like $5 to get in, and I knew I had zero cash in my wallet. So I went in, I think I bought something, bananas or something, and tried to get cash out for the purchase, but I was at the U-scan, and you cannot get cash out at the U-scan at Aldi's. So I had to go back and buy some other product, maybe oranges, and go to the wait in line and go to the guy and say, hey, I already paid for these bananas at the U-scan, but I'm going to buy these oranges now, and can you give me $20? I got to go to a track meet. Yeah, there are, Lynn, you're right, they are well stocked and clean. I'll tell you, the food's not quite the same. I don't think they take the same care. Their store brands aren't quite as good as the name brands. And honestly, I remember buying that orange, and a couple of them were smashed in the bottom, and I don't know that would have happened at my store. But again, I think Aldi offers a great value. And I remember about 10 years ago, I was just done with my first divorce. And I don't know, foods can be expensive, even for one. And, you get 10, 15, 20 products. You might spend $50 or $60 at Jewel, which is a local grocery store. And I'm going to come back to you on food is food, and it's great quality. No. Somebody said their food's better than name brands. No. You try an Oreo from there, and you try a real Oreo, I promise you, a real Oreo is 10 times as good. They've got some decent stuff, but it's not the same. Their cereal's not the same. Their food's not the same. They do sell some name brands, and I'm sorry to disagree with anybody. But no, Chris. Well, I'm going to ignore you going forward, Chris. Some store brands are better, but some store brands are gross. Well, I just tell you, you can taste a difference. And I'm going, this is fairly good. Maybe eggs taste like eggs and milk tastes like milk. I'll just leave it at that. But was there a question a minute ago? Oh, do I have breakfast before coffee? No, that wouldn't be nearly as authentic as this is. This is me staggering out of my bed, getting my coffee ready, brushing my teeth, drinking some water. Let's have a little more water. And on the nice days, staggering out to my front stoop and getting set up and drinking coffee. So no, I'm going to have some breakfast in a bit. Hey, Josh, thank you so much for watching. And good morning, Cindy Strickland. How are you? I hope that new job's going well. Josh, thank you so much for watching my page and liking all my videos. And I don't know, being so kind and supportive, whoever you are. I appreciate you. Good morning, Brianna. Every time I see you join in, I'm wondering how Lawrence is. Somebody asked me how old my son was. I got a little beautiful angel named Augie who's 2 years and almost 1 month. Could that be? Where'd the last month go? Seems like it was just his birthday. it seems like it was only 4 weeks ago that it was his birthday. And that's probably what it was. But he's my little nugget of love, and he's 2 years old. Lawrence is 9 months old. They're cute. Again, babies are always cute, but when they're just born, I think they're kind of lumps of flesh. And when they get to, 3, 4, 5, 6 months and beyond, they take more and more personality on and become just like little tiny, chubby, little fat people that poop in their pants and get cuter and cuter. And I also have a 7-month-old girl, and she's named Eve, and she's beautiful, and she laughs and giggles and makes funny little bubble noises and thinks they're funny, and loves Holly, the dog they have, and loves her brothers and sisters, and it's just a good-spirited, beautiful little girl. And I get to see both of them in, I don't know what time it is. Good morning, Joe Dill Total. Hey, thank you so much for following, or for watching, Lynn. I appreciate it. Coming up on there. That's funny. Invisible. It's interesting. Oh, is that your friend Jody, Katie? Is that your friend? It's interesting because people watch social media and they get offended if they don't like what they see. I don't know. It seems like they should turn the channel generally. They should turn the channel generally. That's what's beautiful about social media. If you don't like me, you're just one flick of your finger away from getting rid of me. Used to be with TV before remote controls and cable and all the fancy stuff. You had to really want to change the channel. You had to get up, walk across the room, turn the knob and change the channel to see if something else good was on. Those were hard times for anyone young out there. Those were really hard times. Hey, well, thank you so much for popping in, Cindy. I appreciate you. I'm going to finish this coffee here. Hope you guys are still out there drinking your coffee. Oh, it's kind of tepid, but it still tastes good. I'll bet you this cinnamon dolce would be great over ice. Great over ice. It's not sweet per se, but it's just got enough cinnamon that I think it'd probably be a great iced coffee. Is Jody from New Mexico, Katie? Do I remember your friend Jody correctly? Bye-bye, Cindy. Thank you for joining. Have a great day at work. I hope life smiles on you. You're a good, kind human being. I appreciate you. But I don't know how long I'm going to talk for. My lawn's mowed. Looks good. Proud of it. It's amazing. I was riding my scooter around yesterday around the neighborhood. I rode it several places. And I was looking at some of the lawns. And there are several lawns that are burnt out, almost. And my lawn's not burnt out, but it's probably just a hint of browning. And there's several lawns that look, much too dry for this time of the year. And I'm not keeping track. I'm not keeping track of the weather reports. It's funny, I used to get the newspaper, and I had a system. And I'd read the Metro Chicago section first. Then I'd go for the sports. Then I'd go for the front page. Then I'd go for what was called the Tempo. And the Tempo had various, book reviews and, Ann Landers or Dear Abby or whatever she's called these days. And kind of the personal, more, stuff. And crosswords and the comic strips on them. And on the back of the Tempo section was the weather report. And I used to watch to see how much snow we're getting or the average temperature of the day or how much rain we've gotten for the month. And I don't do that anymore. So I don't know how much rain we've gotten this year. But apparently not enough. Because my grass just has a hint of brown to the grass. And the neighbors looks a little whitish as well. And it's surprising because usually at this time of the year, I can add some fertilizer. I'm moving in 3 days. It's just a rental. Oh, it is beautiful out today. I don't know if you're talking about where I live, Katie, or where you live. Where I'm sitting, I got a sweatshirt on and some PJs. And I'm wearing some sandals without socks. My ex-wife, if she's watching, will be pleased. Got 2 ex-wives. think the second ex-wife and I got divorced because she thought wearing sandals with socks was a mortal sin. And I'm kind of, hey, whatever floats your boat works for me. Hello, Belinda. And if it's a little cool and I need to be a little warmer, or if it's a fall day or a spring day or whatever, and I want to wear Birkenstocks with my jeans or whatever, I think it's totally fine to throw on socks. I might not be on the cover of GQ magazine wearing socks with sandals, but I was certainly okay with it and would do it often. She didn't think it was so cool. I went to pick up my son at her house a couple weeks ago, and I was wearing my jeans with sandals, and I didn't have socks on, and she felt so proud, like I was coming around. I said, it's hot out. Good morning. Somebody said good evening. I wonder where they're from. And hello, Donald. Good morning to you. And Belinda, thank you so much for liking the live and joining in today. I'm going to need a time check periodically, so if anybody out there can tell me what time it is, let me know. I need to eat some breakfast, or I get to eat some breakfast, and I get to take a nice hot shower, and I get to shave. And when I say shave, I mean head and face. A lot of people think, oh, that'd be a pain. It's not that much of a pain. It's not that much of a pain. It takes probably 4 minutes in the shower to shave my, thank you, face and head every day. I bet it takes most people a lot longer to do their hair. When I say 4 minutes, I don't know if I've actually timed it, but I do listen to music while I'm in there a lot. And I bet you I can do it all during the length of an average song. So I guess 4 minutes is probably a good estimate. Hello there, Ms. M35 said hi. Invisible, it depends what coast I'm on for the time. I'm not on a coast. I'm in the middle of the country. I live here in the Midwest. Hey, thank you so much for following the host, Martha Mamani. Where are you moving to? Naperville area? Weebury, it's a secret. I'm not going to tell you. It takes you that long to shave your legs. Yeah, I bet. It's probably tough being a woman. It seems like your looks matter more as a woman than they do as a man. I mean, I assume everybody wants to look nice. Oh, you're from Argentina. Awesome. Argentina, I was talking about wanting to go to Argentina yesterday or the day before. I bet it's a beautiful country. But yeah, it's probably tough being a woman. You know, and I things have changed since I was a kid, but, still, I think there's a lot of women that really want to look pretty and want to get their hair done right and want to get their lipstick on right and their makeup done right and put their best foot forward, where I can kind of roll out of bed and, I don't know, look like this. My neighbor's coming in, so I might get distracted for a little bit. He's backing up as he parks his car. I'll probably say hey to him, but I'll probably stick with you for a little bit. Thank you so much for following the host. Oh, I still say following the host. It's funny. I don't know if anyone's ever gone live out there. There's a stream of things, of questions, of comments, of likes. And it used to say, watch user followed the host. Now it says follows the live creator. Makes me feel more important as a live creator. Good morning, Kevin.
What's up, neighbor? What's going on, Ken?
Is that Metamucil?
No, Armor All.
Armor All. Okay, look like Metamucil.
I'm regular.
You're regular? I like Metamucil. It makes me feel a heck of a lot better every morning.
Sure it does.
Yeah. Washing the car?
I just came back from the car wash.
Oh, looks good.
Yep. First person there, I guess.
You moving at the end of the month?
Yeah, sometime soon.
Yeah, me too.
Trying to find a place.
It's a hard time to find a place.
Ooh, yeah.
Market's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to buy one, but I wasn't planning on buying in Illinois, but...
It's a tough time to buy one, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
but it's better than renting.
Keep smiling. Yeah.
Renting is crazy.
Yeah, no, renting is. Yeah, the market's gone up so much. I rent as well, and it's expensive.
Apartment rent is the same as house rent.
Apartment, yeah, I saw a one bedroom in Naperville for $2,000.
Yeah.
You can get cheaper, but that's pretty expensive. Anyway, enjoy your morning. Hello, Maury Miranda. Oh, I'm staring at my coffee, wondering if I should finish it or dump it out and drink the hot stuff. Let's finish it. Oh. He's drying his car. He just got back from the car wash. Seems awfully early to take your car to the car wash, but that's cool. Hey, Terry from Boston, how are you? Fatso joined. We got a lot of funny names joining. We got a whole bunch of people joining. I appreciate y'all for joining. Hey, Katie, thank you so much for joining and watching and everything you do. And I hope you're feeling good today and you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Terry, you're well, but you missed me. You're from Boston, Terry, right? Bom dia. There's people speaking foreign languages to me. The Dark-Eyed Angel. Almost sounds like a superhero. Or something. I don't know. It's a cool name. Yeah, it's a good crowd we have this morning. Good crowd we have this morning. Hello, Sherry McDaniel. Hello, thank you for following the live. I'm going to drink some more coffee because I'm excited. Boston is God's country. Well, there was a commercial. It's God's country. It wasn't Boston. Where was God's country? I mean, we could all say everywhere is God's country, but there was actually a commercial that bragged to be God's country. We got a couple runners. Oh, we got Running Love of Running from Boston. Hello, Notre Dame, yeah. Love running. I've run the Boston Marathon, by the way. Running Love of Running from Boston. I've run the Boston Marathon. Go Celtics, yeah. Are they in the playoffs still? I tell you what, it's a weird life when you don't have cable. And I let cable go at the beginning, or no, somewhere a few months ago. And you get so distanced from sporting events and the news, and people say, hey, what do you think about this? Or what do you think about this? Or how are the Bulls doing? Or how is this going? And you'll just have no clue. Oh, you're from Venezuela. You'll have no clue. And it's just so interesting how not having TV and turning off the news changes your life. Changes your life pretty darn dramatically. And I'm moving, and I've always assumed I'd get cable. Sometimes it's nice. And I found myself the last couple months of cable only watching like American movie classics and watching watching a lot of movies and The Godfather and the Halloween movies last fall, and spent a lot of time just relaxing on my couch watching movies. And I kind of miss that. But overall, I really don't miss cable at all. And feels good being detached from the news. But it also feels weird not knowing anything about what's going on in sports. About a week, I think it was a week ago, I was golfing with a buddy, and it was the first time I played this year. And they were talking about the PGA, which is one of the major golf tournaments. And I used to live and die by watching the big major golf tournaments and watch them all. And I didn't even know it was on. And we were golfing on a Saturday night. And I don't even know for sure who won. I think Brooks Koepka might have won. But you get so removed from sports and news. And, that might not be a bad thing. That might not be a bad thing. Might not be a bad thing. And I promise you, life hasn't been perfect for me the last 2 or 3 months. But I've made some important strides and done some good things. And probably didn't have time in my life to be glued to the TV watching playoff basketball or even The Godfather, and certainly not news. Certainly not news, because cable news, whether it's Fox News or CNN or MSNBC, is just selling strife to we, the viewer. And we have a huge appetite for bad news and strife and arguments and fighting. And I classify myself as slightly right of center, so I found myself watching Fox News more than the other two. And I'll tell you what, it made me angrier and think people were bitter and mean and, that we couldn't get along. But I didn't realize at the time that I was probably part of the problem by watching that news channel. And I think on the other side, if you're watching the other news, I know they're doing the same thing. They're selling arguments and selling bad news and fighting and bad stuff. Ty asked what my plans are for today. Well, it's my last Sunday in my home, so I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to enjoy it. It's Sunday, as you know. I get to pick up my little nugget of love, Augie, from his mom's house in about an hour and a half. And again, I'm not totally sure what time it is because I don't have my watch. And I'm looking forward to that. And our Sundays are pretty set in stone. We have our routine that we like. And we usually go to Starbucks, and I get a pup cup and get a coffee for myself and spoon feed him the pup cup, and he's so excited. And I usually bring a banana or two because he loves bananas, and a few little tiny cutie oranges because he loves those as well. And I'll have them all out, and he'll point which one he wants, and he'll open his mouth super wide when I give him the spoonful of whipped cream. And after Starbucks, we're usually there 45 minutes or an hour. We usually go to the church in town, Community Christian or the Yellow Box. And it's a bunch of good people trying to feel a little better and start their week off right or their Sunday off right. And there's people that are smiling and saying good morning and looking you in the eye and feeling good and doing good things or trying their best to be the best they can. And love doing that and love dropping Augie off at the little kid room because he's so cute there, and there's other little kids there, and they have a bunch of different toys, and the women working there all love them to death. And then right near the end of church, I always grab him and bring him back in for the last 15 minutes of the service so he can watch the music, because there's a band that plays at the end that usually does a good job singing music and lights and smoke and what have you. Probably come home, have some lunch. I think I'm going to make a frozen pizza because I've got 2 in my freezer. I only have 3 or 4 days left living here. And so I need to get rid of them. Traveling with frozen foods isn't ideal. And Augie and I love Home Run Inn pizza with sausage and pepperoni on it. We both do. After that, I'll probably lay him down for a nap, the little nugget of love that he is. And he might fight it for a little while, but maybe not. Usually I keep him up a little, probably. I'm a little less disciplined probably at the home than his mom is, so I like to play with him a little longer or let him stay up and not as regimented about the times. But I'll lay him down. He'll get a nap for a couple hours. I might get a nap as well. He'll wake up. We'll play. I'll drive him back to his mom's, and I'll give him a kiss goodbye. And I'm going to get a little teary-eyed. That'll be most of my Sunday. And I might come home and do some packing. Or I might stop at my favorite Starbucks on the way and do a little work, maybe on these videos or on some planning and some stuff I got to take care of. I get to work tomorrow, and again, it's probably my last day at Super Target, I'm guessing, and I'm looking forward to that and working hard and stocking shelves and getting paid time and a half because I certainly can use it. But the fun thing is, and the tough thing about the job, I'll just say it, even if it was time and a half full time, I couldn't afford to work there. And that kind of has hit me like a ton of bricks and I know it's not a job that's meant to support a family by any stretch, but I work hard and feel good and feel some pride working there, and hopefully I make a difference and do a decent job. And to feel like you can't afford to rent a home when you're working full time feels kind of funny, and it's true. And so something's got to change, and so something is going to change. Shannon, it's a secret. I'll let you know in a couple days where I'm going. Thank you so much for joining. Best advice for a peaceful and good life: don't expect too much. Roll with the punches. There's so many good things to do. There's so many good things to do. I think listening to positive affirmations has been the quickest thing to help me out in times of panic or emergency or franticness or stress. Listening, because I think a lot of times when you're feeling anxious, your inner voice is running wild and saying a lot of bad things to you. And it might, like my inner voice used to tell me I suck, I'm ugly, I'm a failure, I'm a loser, nobody likes me. And, I know none of it's true, and it always seems funny saying, but those were the voices, or I'm screwed, or this sucks, or what have you. And you pop on some positive affirmations, and very quickly you can turn your thoughts around. I was talking to a friend yesterday, or texting with a friend who was at the pool, and I could tell she was a little not feeling great. And I said, right now, think of something you're grateful for. Or I said, hey, I'm grateful for our friendship. And she goes, yeah, well, I do have good friends. And I go, okay. Think of 5 things you're grateful for and send them to me. And I think that's probably finding gratitude in the hard, even in the hard times, is probably the most important thing to do for a peaceful and good life. Because no matter what I'm going through, no matter the struggles I have, the things I need to do, or the work I'm doing, or the stressors I'm doing, if you find a reason to be grateful amongst the chaos and then find something else amongst the chaos, your mind starts going, and it suddenly becomes a game, and you go, hey, I say thank you, Lord, for the sun shining off the grass, and thank you, Lord, for this nice hot cup of coffee, and thank you, Lord, for the technology that I have in front of me that allows me to connect to this audience on a Sunday morning, and thank you, Lord, for this cold cup of water. I see a little bird bouncing in the yard next to me. Thank you, Lord, for that little bird, and the beauty that is nature all around us. So I would say, if there's one thing, I originally mentioned positive affirmations, but I forgot the obvious thing. And doing your best to live a life of gratitude, and moving forward every day, and expect the bumps in the road and roll with them as best you can. Yeah. Yeah, no, I think I think changing the I get to move, or I get to mow the lawn, versus I gotta move, or I gotta mow the lawn, or I gotta go pick up my son, or I gotta take a shower, or I gotta eat breakfast. That makes everything seem like a chore. And when you change it to I get to pick up my son, I get to mow the lawn, I get to move, I get to eat breakfast, I get to take a shower, suddenly everything seems good and planned and just kind of part of life's adventure. And I think that's an important one. And I share a lot of experiences learned from a life ups and downs and things I've learned along the way. And I'm 54, and I'm learning every day, and I'm trying to get a little bit better every day. And I'm doing a little better to handle the bumps along the road. I used to take them as, major pitfalls and fall in and be stuck in a quagmire of misery or depression or sadness for a period of time. But now it's almost comical. you know, uh, it's almost comical. So I do my best to laugh even in the face of some challenges. So I think that's a good one too. Having a little laughter and love in your heart and feeling good. And, appreciating the little things. So I'm going to leave you with that, because I got some coffee I get to drink. I got some breakfast I get to drink or eat. I get a shower to take. I get to see my little nugget of love in a little bit. We might get to stop by the store on the way after I pick them up to pick up some bananas, because Starbucks wouldn't be the same without some bananas and oranges to go with our whipped cream and our pretzels that we love so much. And I get to go to church, and I get to come home and have a great lunch with him, and I get to lay him down for a nap and see his little warmth and his sweetness and his goodness. And I'm looking forward to that, and I hope you're looking forward to your day. I hope you are feeling good. I hope you had a great night's sleep. I hope you are excited about your day, looking forward to the holiday. I'll remind you, it's Memorial Day tomorrow. If you see some man or woman wearing a veteran hat, go up and shake their hands. It feels great for me when I do it. I know it feels great for the veteran, and I bet it would feel great for you to do. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I hope you're loving yourself. I hope you're forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.